last but not least, in fact, perhaps most important, music allows us to reconnect. Now, for me, addiction is a disease of disconnection. Trauma is a disruption of connection. And, what happens is we start out connected physically and then emotionally, and then we disconnect from our mother physically, a la the umbilical cord and birth. And then at some point, those attachment ruptures occur between us and our mom, us and our dad, us and whoever our caregiver was. And sometimes it's an event, but sometimes it's a series of events, right? It can be an acute event, or it can be a chronic issue. So big T trauma and little t trauma, these disruptions in this safe connection. My sponsor calls intimacy a mutual exploration of a shared safe space. Love that definition. And trauma is anything that disrupts or ruptures that safety. And so this happens to all of us. We disconnect. And when we disconnect, we experience dis-ease. And then we want to medicate that dis-ease. So we do. Again, going back to whatever works. That part of the brain doesn't care. Serve me up whatever it is, some food, some alcohol, some meth, some porn, some work, right? I have a buddy who is 100% admits to his workaholism, which is the socially acceptable thing, right? Oh, he's such a hard worker. He is running from his relationship. He knows it. So, it doesn't matter what it is. But we feel disconnected, then we feel dis-ease. That's stressful. Then we reach for something we don't want. That's upsetting. Feel more disconnection, more shame, right? It becomes an I experience. And as I said in my talk, 12-step is all about we. Recovery is all about we. Addiction is a me thing. A disconnection. Recovery is a we thing. Reconnection. We are social animals, from a social perspective. We are meant to work together in groups. We live in groups. And from the moment we are born, at no point are we designed to be independent. At no point are we designed to be independent. We are designed to be dependent and then interdependent. That's the design. That's how mammals work. We are pack animals as humans. Unlike bears, we don't hit 18 and go off and live in solitary, in solitude. No. Not humans. We're designed to be working in groups the whole time, right? And then when we get really old, we become dependent again. But interdependent, the idea of interdependence, I take care of me for you so that there is plenty of me for you to lean on when you need it. You take care of you for me so that when I need to lean on you, there's plenty there. Not to be confused with codependence, where I take care of you for me, right? And no. It's the other way around. I take care of me for you. So this whole journey as humans is a shared experience. Being human is a shared experience. So whether it's spiritual connection, social connection, physical connection, emotional connection, we need to reconnect. It's part of the journey. Now, music allows us to do that powerfully because people write about their experience in music, and then we connect with their experience through their lyrics. And then even instrumentally, we connect with the music somehow emotionally. There's something about the melody or the beat or the harmony. There's some element within the music that we connect with, right? And that's very powerful. To connect with something outside of ourself is really, for me, the essence of spirituality. And in that moment, we realize I'm not alone. And that's why a teenager can feel more connected in their bedroom with their music than downstairs in the living room with their parents, because the music doesn't scold them, doesn't lecture them, just accepts them exactly how they're feeling. Doesn't care if they can't keep the beat, doesn't care if they can't remember the melody, right? Or the lyrics. The music just keeps playing, accepts us exactly where we are. And so we can reconnect to something outside of ourselves because the beat is safe. Now, lyrics, they can be sketchy, totally true, but the beat is safe. So as we are deciphering who it is safe to trust again in this world, as we go through a recovery journey, and whenever we're feeling stressed, remember, we move, our nervous system moves from connection mode to protection mode, right? To that fight or flight stance. So we want to turn that off so that we can go back to this connection mode. Oh, and by the way, this creative mode, not reactive mode, because that's the other thing that nervous system does. So music allows us to do just that. And then when we engage in music together, the connection is, amplified. And that's why it's a really tough thing right now that we can't be doing concerts. But we'll be making music together in Zoom every week inside of Recover Your Rhythm. I promise you that. So that's going to be a very enjoyable experience, because when we did Recover Your Rhythm the last time around, we were in lockdown and people weren't able to express themselves, with anybody else at the same time. And it's not the same thing as being in the same physical space. I know this, but I can't tell you how many times I have led music making, music listening experiences over Zoom, and in the chat, it says crying or tears. It happened last night when I was on Facebook Live playing the new track Luna Shine from my podcast. Someone wrote, I had tears. I was crying. I was like, man, we are starved. We are starving for music. So if you're starving for music and you're starving for connection, right, in this crazy time, and you're feeling the stress, and 2020, you found yourself reaching for stuff that you don't want to be reaching for in 2021. And I don't really care what it is. It might not even be what you're in recovery from. You might be in recovery from one substance, but it's whack-a-mole, people, right? You may have put down the bottle, right? You're alcohol free, but then you just started to notice how much more you ate in 2020, right? You put on the COVID-19, as they say, as opposed to just COVID-19. So everybody's been reaching for something, because that's what the brain does, and we're all under stress. So if you don't want to do that anymore, don't try to do it on your own. Have a fellowship, have a community, have a tribe holding you accountable and lifting you up and inspiring you.